Welcome back to Weebology. Thanks, y'all, for coming back to class. I am your immunofortified Professor Ricky.
Hey, I'm the other one who's clearly under the weather. I believe I've been coronafied.
This is actually the first time you've said out loud since I've walked in here, I think I'm sick. Did I just walk into a situation where I am going to be coronafied, Ethan?
So now that you've been here for about 35 to 40 minutes, I believe I should probably tell you. No, I'm fine.
That's good.
But if I am, it's my boss's fault. So I'll have...
Is he working you to death or exposing you to folk that would have...
No, he was like in Hungary like 2 weeks
what?
ago. Yeah.
Well... So for those of you who don't know,
I'm dead.
Would be shocked.
I'm dead now.
There's this little tiny bug going around. I think you may have heard of it called
COVID-19.
Coronavirus.
And a type of virus.
Mm-hmm. And
COVID-19 is the name of
it. I know, but the colloquial name.
Why do you sound like such a fool right now?
Because I'm immunofortified. I've been doing a lot of things to strengthen my body, Ethan.
I heard he's been doing a lot of lines.
A lot of lines. Of Purell.
Fish oil.
Flaxseed right up rectally. You know? I mean, just like straight up there. No, so I've been doing everything the World Health Organization's been telling me to do. I've been drinking all this Purell, Ethan. I feel like it's working. I can hear my insides.
I keep drinking bleach, and I keep having these just really terrible days.
I can feel my insides literally squeak with the clean. I don't know if that's part of how this goes. But
I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. I really don't.
Well, somebody from the World Health Organization, the WHO, hit me up. Make sure either I have something here or I have an issue. Either way, call me.
You
please.
have an issue. I'll just tell you.
And my issue is so much lack of coronavirus.
Yeah.
So
I almost feel like, a nice little corona vacation might be in order.
A corona vacation, aka self-quarantine?
Sure, man. Dude, if I get to watch anime for 2 straight weeks and I don't have to do any real work.
This is the weeb time to shine, right? Right here.
So that's one thing I've been seeing on the internet. It's like everyone's talking about how different their days are and stuff. And like weebs keep being like, I honestly have not even noticed.
We have trained our entire lives for this moment.
The only problem is restaurants are like not letting you eat there.
That was a big thing. We had a lot of people
in movie
at work.
Theaters, which is like honestly ruining my whole life.
We can't send people up to certain places in the country now, not because of a travel ban or anything, but because there's nowhere to eat. They literally can't get things to eat. They don't
Uber Eats?
I mean, yeah, that's in some places you can do that, but in places like rural Georgia, love Georgia, but there are parts there that you don't have the option to.
You can Uber Eats a Chick-fil-A.
That is true.
Waffle House.
The Wahoo. Wait, can you Uber Eats Wahoo?
Of course you can. And the fact that you asked me that actually really pisses me off.
When have we ever been in a situation where you needed Waffle House so bad you need to drive it?
Honestly, once a year, I really need Waffle House.
I'm pretty sure when you take Waffle House food outside the perimeter of the brick and mortar shop, it instantly turns
to mush.
Wait, dust even. It just fades away like Thanos snapped at it. It's gone.
Yeah, I cannot confirm nor deny that. I just know that you can get it to go, and you also can have it delivered to you.
Interesting.
I was, so I am like a fairly solo person. Like I'll eat at restaurants. I'll sit down and eat by myself. I don't give a shit.
Right.
I'll go to movies by myself. I don't give a fuck.
This guy watches a lot of movies.
And,
he's my movie guy.
Yeah. So great. To be honest, I'm like pretty, thumb on the pulse of the movie scene.
Solo dolo movie dude.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying to me that they're like basically closing it down. I was hearing something today actually on the radio where they were saying like this could change the way that movie theaters are to be sat. Like
interesting.
They might have to, instead of like rows or something like that, they might have to switch it to like you have to skip a seat or something like that.
Oh,
or like literally take out seats.
To keep that social distancing kind of to keep
yeah, I'm not
keep
really sure
away.
what the like idea is or like what geometric shape makes any sense.
Do you feel like this is the most the COVID-19 has affected your daily life given the amount of movies you've gone to? The shakening up of the movie theater industry?
So movie theaters weren't like persona non grata until after I've watched 2 movies in 2 days. So
there you go.
But fortunately, I went at times where there was like literally nobody in the theater but me.
That's good.
Like a couple other people, max.
What's more of a social distancing than a room all to yourself? Like literally a theater
That's
of
my
one.
thing, man. Like, let me enjoy my fucking movie.
I'm not saying no. I've done that. I went to saw Sonic the Hedgehog movie by myself.
Here's what I wonder.
Yeah.
So since movie theaters are pretty much fucked, right? Why don't they each open their own streaming platforms that only has movies that are in theaters right now, and you literally have to pay for it?
Because that's a lot of startup cost data-wise. You need to have data farms for that sucker.
These are big-ass movie theaters.
I'm just saying. It's just a lot more money it is to stand up a whole data farm to support millions of concurrent streamers all at once.
Well, maybe they should work out a deal with like Netflix or something only during this like crisis.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that'd be smart. If they want to get their money, we pay for the stream, or just offer it to like Google. Like basically just release the movies early just for like a certain time period. And
Yeah,
then you can buy...
I really fucking need it to be on Regal so I can get it for free.
The Regal
obviously.
Unlimited. I would say the coronavirus has affected me the most because we got the email today at the time of recording a couple hours ago that we are on 2-week work from home situation. He said that we're not going to have guards at the door, blah, 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 but don't come into work. Like, okay. Anime binging it is.
It sounds like Ricky will be at work tomorrow because he's a complete little wussy. He's going to show up. I bet you will show up.
Why would I show up? They told me to stay home. They gave me a golden ticket. The weeb golden ticket. How dare you insinuate I wouldn't use it?
Yeah, our corporate structure basically said if 400 of you die on the line, we don't give a shit. Push the bodies aside and keep working.
So, as we look to the future, with coronavirus jeopardizing the whole thing, we today are going to be talking about spring 2020 anime, looking ahead at what we care to watch, what looks interesting, and what is on deck. Ethan, are you excited for season 2020 spring?
Well, so I think it's a corona-infected season, if I'm not mistaken. It seems pretty... anemic.
The one thing I looked at, you're right, is it looked pretty light. It looked pretty light in terms of offerings and servings. I can't tell if that is a direct cause of the coronavirus, but it has no doubt played a part.
Of course not.
No. What do you mean no? It's
all of this stuff was done like last year. It has nothing to do with COVID.
Well, some people may have, saw this one coming and just said, I'm not going to animate today.
Well, you think they saw that pandemic show on Netflix and they're like, well, it's over.
Ethan cracked the code. They are already scared. They were ahead of their time.
So listen to this shit, guys.
Yeah.
So I was just scrolling through Netflix the other day and actually waiting to watch Beastars because it came out like last week. But I scanned past this thing called Pandemic, and I'm like,
I did see the trailer.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Did that come out before?
Yes.
That came out before? Netflix released it, so
And
everyone would stay home. Wait, Netflix released coronavirus, so everyone would stay home and stream Netflix.
I think there's a chance, but just let me continue. So they basically the whole point of it is like it was going through like recent pandemic disasters and shit like that, and there's another one coming inevitably very soon, and then literally like 2 weeks later, this bitch comes out and starts COVIDing people.
Yeah.
My question is, since when is China owned by Netflix?
Since when is China owned by Netflix?
Because they obviously released this.
That's kind of a good point. I mean,
all I'm saying is I haven't seen Netflix and China in the same room.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, have you?
You're right. I don't know. I think you're onto something there, dude.
Of course I am. I've never not been onto something.
Oh man.
Anyway, so is there any continuing shows from this season?
There are,
other than Darwin's Game.
I think what we have are there are a couple ones, but I think what we're also gonna do is a little spin on this. Did you just
snort?
You animal, yes. You beast.
It's just that I'm sick.
You hate getting reminded of that fact. So far away from you on the couch. But no, so We'll have graphics right here showing you all of the new shows that are coming out.
In our
spring.
social distancing.
And yeah, between our social distancing is more content.
Between me, you, Ricky, and Weeby.
Weeby is ethereal. He's around. He's immune to coronavirus, you know.
He's our pet ghost.
He's our pet ghost.
He's a cool guy.
We'll see if he pops up right here. Maybe if I got quarantine. I got time to make him pop up in the video right here. But let's get into it. Let's crack
a cute
into
little
this.
Weeby logo.
So what we're gonna do is not just talk about the show, but would you quarantine? Would you watch it in a quarantine situation, knowing you have all the free time in the world? Is this a show that you would watch? Let's crack into it. So we have the first and foremost at the top.
All right, I'm gonna let you finish, but
how
let me
fucking
start
dare
off
you
by asking you a question.
Oh my God. Okay.
Do you think One Piece is gonna be watched more than it has ever been watched before during the quarantine?
I think
people are gonna be like, "Now's the fucking time."
I had half a thought, and shout out to Anime Summit. Someone on their Discord, it might have even been Danny, but basically someone said if you watched 18 hours of One Piece for 14 days straight, I think you'd catch right just up, maybe with a few episodes left.
So let me tell you why all these dum-dums are wrong. I watched 600 episodes in like 3 weeks.
Right. You probably didn't.
And I'll tell you how.
Yeah, hold on a second. Well, that's only 600 of the 1,000.
But here's the thing. One Piece episodes are only 15 minutes long or 13. They're not the full 20 because they do OP, ED, and they also do like
all anime episodes are 23 minutes of content.
Listen to me.
I'm not okay.
In every episode, they do a recap of where you are in the arc for 5 minutes.
Can you hear me typing? Folks
guys, we can literally start one right now.
The average anime episode is 22 to 24 minutes long without openings and endings, with averaging about 1.5 to 2 minutes in length each.
I don't understand how you're not understanding what I'm telling you.
I know. You said 13 to 15 minutes
total of like actual content per episode.
This is saying the exact opposite of that.
What I'm trying to tell you is that is the common.
Okay.
That's common.
Okay.
One Piece has a 5-minute recap every episode. So you don't need to watch the recap if you're binging it.
So you're basically just saying skip any of the scenes from the other. Okay. What
I'm telling you is you can start every One Piece episode at about 5 minutes in, and you're starting right where the title screen pops up.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, I did this. This is how I did it. Patrick was all pissed at me when I caught up to him reading, and I'm like, look, dude, there's only 10 minutes of content per episode.
There's so many other shows we need to be watching. That's the thing.
Maybe now. I'm just saying previously.
Right. Someone said it takes 11 days nonstop to watch One Piece, if you exclude the things.
Nonstop as in...
Don't sleep.
Of course.
One Piece will sustain you. Okay, let's get into it.
One more
Answer your question. Oh my God,
Ethan. Go ahead.
Answer your question. Yes, I think One Piece will be binged heavy because you're right. People have been weebs around the world for many years.
That's right. I did ask that.
have been begging for an excuse, a reason for an act of God to tell them, binge it, my son.
I almost want you to like just read it.
Yeah, I had half a mind to do that. There's so many other shows I can like, but I have such a backlog of stuff I have yet to see that I'm excited to go through so many other stories.
I just can't urge you to like, or I cannot impress upon you how like life-changing One Piece is in like the weirdest possible ways.
Man,
it honestly is that good. It is bonkers to like think about it like that, but it's like everything you loved about all the big three times 2. It's unreal.
That's the thing, right? Is I think, like, I keep saying there will come a day when I do it. There'll come a day when I do it. Part of me now thinks like I'll always have that, right? I'll always still have One Piece. Like I'll always still have that.
Yeah.
I'll never I still always have my first time watching, certain scenes that you like probably even now feel nostalgic about because they're so impactful. I'll always have that first time still. And you don't have that anymore.
It's certainly one way to look at it.
I mean, that's how I'm rationalizing not watching it.
It's a weird fucking way to look at
it. No, it's not really that weird. Because,
it's kind of weird.
Well, imagine someone's like, oh, I haven't watched Hunter x Hunter yet. And you're like, oh, dude.
I say watch it because there's a little gap in your fucking life you don't know about.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I envy the person who's get to see that for the first time. I do.
You can watch it again.
Yeah, I don't think it'll hit the same way, though. Any more burning hot questions before we get into the season? Yeah?
I think I'll reserve my right to pop in sometime in the middle.
Okay, perfect.
Speaking
second season of Kageyama Love is War. Did you see the first season?
I watched half of the first season.
How'd you feel?
I need to finish it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, someone said for as far as like a romance goes, it's pretty funny.
That funny. And it's not like a normal romance where it's like the girl's just a ditz and the guy's like a dope guy. Like they're both cool.
They're both to be like Tsuneres, right? They both want to admit to each other that they're just
cool.
That's cool. So, for me, this is definitely a would you quarantine? Yes. I think I will.
So I think we should like rename this segment because would you quarantine makes me feel like you're not gonna watch it.
That's a really good point. That's a good point. Well, what would you call it? I mean,
we could say quarantine binge or like social distance with it. I don't know.
Social distance screening, but no, social binge. We'll call it a social binge.
Okay, I like it.
Would you social binge this show? Say yeah. The premise.
So I did have the opportunity to do that with the first one.
Okay.
And I did not.
So you couldn't. And the binge, you have to crush the whole season.
Of course.
Okay.
I mean, have you binged 2 episodes? That ain't a binge, my guy.
That's actually a fair point. Yeah. So you're saying what actually knocked you off was another show, because that's actually indicative of the staying power of season 1. If it couldn't get you locked in, then what kind of knocked you off the rails?
I think it's just because we were watching like 7 shows at once. You know what I mean?
That is true.
And
I'm doing that with this season right now. There's a lot of shows to watch in this season.
I don't know. I think maybe I didn't put it in my queue or something on Crunchyroll, and then I just kind of forgot about it.
Bummer.
But I mean, it's good, and like I will totally watch it. I think the Chica dance is like one of the best. Like,
see, here's the thing. That was the meme that actually flipped the switch for me. I'm like, who is this Chica, and what is this dance? Please,
it's
for the
so
love of
good
God.
though.
It's
like
so good.
How they animate people are like
there's Sakuga
characters to look like they're dancing like IRL is unbelievable to me.
Do you think it was mocap or was it actually like? Somebody find out the technology they used, the space age NASA shit they used to animate Chica. So this one.
Chica, yeah.
Yeah. What's this called? My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu 3rd season.
Yeah, not happening.
Yeah, this is not a social binge for me at all.
I will quarantine it.
Do you feel the vitriol coming from Danny already? Like just the harsh.
Hey Danny,
this is a message from us.
It's not that I didn't like romance shows. So since we've talked, I watched Toradora, which is
you did say that.
Also a romance show, and then we also watched Beastars.
I would argue, yeah, it's slice of life romance for sure.
And so I'm obviously bought into the genre.
Yes.
In some regard, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna binge the show.
This show is unbinged. The show is unbinged, but if it's any kind of indication of the show's merit, it has gotten a 3rd season. It's from a studio called Feel. So I think when it comes to slice of life romance, they know what they're doing.
They know about the feels.
They know about their feels. They know about feels. They made Kiss and Sis.
Huh.
I don't know what's going on there. They made Mayo Cheeky, which apparently got some pretty good. Oh snap! They made some like 8.2 shows. Okay, they out here. So if you're into the slice of life romance genre and want to binge something during this social distancing period, give My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu 3rd season a try. What we got next? Sword Art Online, Alicization War of Underworld Part 2. You were never. It has the romance tag, dude. I was actually shocked. I mean,
Alicization or whatever.
Yeah, Alicization or whatever. Yeah, it has the romance tag. I wonder if the previous ones did as well. I mean, there's always a romance element, but I don't feel enough to warrant a tag, you know? There's a certain threshold for tag in my eyes.
Well, I definitely don't think it's a shonen, though, right? Like, are you just calling it straight up isekai?
They actually dipped... What I've noticed, they dipped the isekai entirely. Action, adventure, fantasy, game, romance. And just said... fuck all to the to the isekai. So, and you know what I'm noticing on this
anime list? We gotta talk.
Yeah, no, and
game equals isekai. Blow me.
And that's the funniest part. I don't see a single mention of isekai on livechart.me, which you guys totally check out. But still, they did last season and seasons prior. They just said fuck it in 2020. We're not labeling anything isekais. Game is what we've gone with.
Okay.
So that's the leftover one.
Enough.
Would you social binge? Okay. I want to hear
this specifically. Like,
yes.
I feel like I should probably try actual whatever it's called again sometimes. Like Sword Art Online. I should try it at some point. But like, there's a lot out there, like Clannad, for instance. Like,
yeah.
Like After Story is supposedly like this fucking masterpiece, right?
Right.
But you got to get through Clannad. And like, I almost started the first episode. I got like maybe 10 minutes in and I kind of bailed. Like,
okay.
Paused.
Do you want to hear a synopsis of the main story? Because I pulled up Alicization. I think it's called Alicization. Is it a soft C or a hard C? I don't know. We're not linguistes. So
I also don't know that that's a word, to be fair.
I think it's definitely just the title of an anime. So sometimes they are definitely not words. The general idea, something about Soul Translator, state-of-the-art full-drive interface, which interacts with the user's Fluchtlight, technological equivalent of a human soul. All right, I'm already out, dude. I'm already out. This is not that I'm out from. I would social binge this for a different reason than the synopsis. The synopsis did not grab me in the slightest.
Here's what's dumb: if in your synopsis you're using words like Fluchtlight.
Well, it's definitely supposed to be this huge continuation of the Sword Art Online saga.
Do you know what a
epic.
Fluchtlight is?
It's the technological equivalent of a human soul.
What I mean is like, these should be to get you to watch it even if you haven't seen previous seasons. You know what I mean? And so like, when you make it so like exclusive and impossible to know what the hell's going on, like that might intrigue some people and be like, oh, I got to figure out what a flute light is, or what the hell's going on with these human souls.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of Sword Art Online 3 is what the synonyms for the title is. And I think this is meant to possibly be a standalone story. Would I social binge? Yes, for one reason. This seems like a proper, well thought out arc. This is now an actual arc. It's a war, and it got above a 7.5. So there must be something there. Is it social binge? Yes, low on the social binge list. It's staying low because there are many other shows.
I think for me, it's a definite quarantine that bitch.
Quarantine that bitch that hard?
Yeah.
Even more so than My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu 3rd season.
How many episodes is that?
wait, hold on. You're gonna go in on. It looks like they have 12 episodes in this season, so let's assume 36. 36 episodes. Would you rather watch Sword Art Online 3, the whole arc, or all 3 seasons of My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu?
Probably Sword Art Online, just because like I know there's some sort of like physical component.
I do like the fact that you did really sit for a beat to give yourself a moment like, oh boy, all right. It looks fun.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. All right. So, next up on the hot seat.
Wait, I'm going to actually jump in here and just say thank you to one of our people on Apple Reviews who left us a review.
Now?
Yes.
This is the most fluid place you could put that.
It is
right here.
The reason is I want them to get their spotlight, and some people don't wait till the end of the episode.
Well, that's the dessert.
It doesn't matter. We're doing it right now. Hey guys is the title of the review, It's by Samuel 2025. Thank you very much.
Genuinely, thank you very much.
He says, love the show. I listen to it at work all the time. Just wish the episodes were a tad longer. And a side character. And they asked us to do a side character who outshined the main character, which we kind of did in our last episode, which is why I mentioned this.
Did they write that before episode 42? Whoa.
Would be cool to talk about. Keep doing what y'all are doing. And so the reason I mentioned this is we did end up actually talking about an episode like that right after you had put that in there. So,
and we didn't read it until
right.
Yeah. So are you?
Well, we had recorded it
Sam, are you a soothsayer? Do you see things we cannot with our mortal eyes?
Clairvoyance.
That's crazy.
So I just wanted to say thank you very much, and obviously y'all out there, please leave us some reviews.
Honestly, not the one thing. Yeah. Please leave us reviews. Not what I expected to hear about our episodes being longer. Do you guys like long form? Do you want us to just sit here and just rip shit? Like that's
we could do that.
We could do that. We'd keep it tight.
But I will say, like, I think if we did like 1.5 hour, 2 hour episodes, like it would really bite into the amount that we could actually put out.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because like we got some stuff going on behind the scenes that requires more time than previous. So, yeah, be on the lookout for other stuff.
Yes, sir. Now, next show, and I think this.
Once again, thank you, Samuel.
Ethan, what is with you today?
Just spit it the
What do you mean spit it out, man? How about I punch you, man?
That'll work.
I don't want to touch you. That's social
That's
distance.
you.
Oh, God. My hand is melting as we speak, Ethan. So.
Honestly, get to it. This is ridiculous.
Food Wars.
Nope. Moving on.
Absolutely 100% disagree.
Season, what, at 4?
5.
Yeah, I can't binge all 5 seasons in 2 weeks.
I am going to binge all 5 seasons in 2 weeks. This is one that's gone on our radar and we have ignored it. It needs to be, we need to be touching this. We need to be watching Food Wars. It's finally hit me. I've finally cracked. For a long time. Now listen. I have a case for this. For a long time, I thought, man, it is shonen. It's cool. Man, it's Shonen Jump. It's doing hype. And I think what made me crack is a guy at work who is kind of a weeblite. Not a weeblet, because he's a little more than that. He's definitely seen some of he's watched Naruto and Bleach both twice.
Oh shit! Sounds like my kind of guy.
He's old school. He's kind of like had a period and then he's off it, and now he actually listened to some of the podcasts.
Do we have a first name here?
His name is John, and he is one of the tech guys that work with me. Shout out to you, John.
Shouts, John.
He out of nowhere said that not only did he start watching Food Wars, he got his girlfriend to watch it too. Not a girlfriend, wife, I think now. His wife, yeah, girlfriend plus.
His significant other.
His SO for days, and got her to watch it, and they're both enjoying it. And I was shook. I was shooketh to my core, because if our whole mission out here is to get people into the space, and I just watched a weeblite and his non-weeb wife get into Food Wars, and they are enjoying the hell out of it. I'm like, all right, okay. There's got to be something here.
Okay, there's obviously something here. It's got 5 fucking seasons. But I'm saying
you are trying to make me watch One Piece. You're trying to make me shove One Piece into my brain, and you're complaining about so many episodes in this one, right?
What I'm saying is One Piece is innumerably better than Food Wars, and I don't give a shit what anyone says.
Right, but you can't feed a new, fresh weeb like, hey, here's 1,000 episodes, now run along and go do it.
I think you could.
If you can
5 seasons is pretty damn long, dude.
Right, but hold on, we're doing this. How many episodes exists of Food Wars?
My guess would be 24 times 5. So like
no longer than Full Metal Alchemist?
120 or something.
Full Metal Alchemist?
That's pretty goddamn long.
And yet that's probably the one people go to. Yeah. How about Death Note?
I think Death Note has 48.
Is it really?
I think.
73.
What?
Yeah. And you only remember the first 40 because that's when it's good. Sorry to say.
Wow, that's... I gotta be honest, I did not expect there to be 70 episodes.
Really?
Doesn't that seem like a ton of fucking episodes?
Yeah, wait a minute. Why did I just see 70 rows? It
cannot have been 70.
All right, folks. Yeah, okay, that didn't seem right because you're right because I don't remember all that. How many Death
Maybe
Note episodes?
52 maybe?
That seems more right to me. 37. But isn't there like a Death Note 2 though?
Death Note 2 is the second season of the first one.
Okay. So 37 for first season from what it looks like, right?
No.
I'm so confused. I haven't seen it in so long.
There's no way there's more than 37 episodes.
You're right. 37 then. 37. Fine. Bad example. Ignore me. In any case, I know a lot of people whose first anime starts out to be Full Metal Alchemist. So it's not that much longer for someone to say, hey, watch Food Wars. And that season isn't even out yet. So...
okay, here's my only rebuttal is since I have not seen Food Wars, I cannot speak to its entry levelness.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
That is very true.
So like asking someone who hasn't seen the show, would you binge all 5 seasons in 2 weeks? No.
Fine, let's say the first 2 seasons. First 2 seasons,
like,
would you social binge? Just to get a really good taste, pun intended.
Look, if we're doing it for the show, yeah.
Okay.
If we're doing it for...
ignore the show. Social binge.
No, I there's plenty of other stuff I'd rather watch.
Is there?
Yeah.
So what are you going to social binge?
I don't get this off. I'm going to be at work unless I'm literally coughing up a lung.
Well, when inevitably Corona catches you, like it'll catch all of us.
I'll be at work coughing up a lung.
Coughing up a lung and making a turbine.
Yeah.
Well, okay. That's okay. Okay. But this next one I think looks like it could be the most intriguing new show of the season for me. And it's called Tower of God. It's made by it's made by a company called Telecom Animation Film. And the only synopsis we have here is reach the top and everything will be yours. At the top of the tower exists everything in this world and all of it can be yours. You could become a god. This is the story of the beginning and the end of Rachel, the girl who climbed the tower so she could see the stars, and Bam, the boy who needed nothing but her. Interesting. I'm curious about it. The animation looked insane in the trailer. Very almost, remember how Megalobox kind of looked, where it had like the rougher look, but it's almost as if they cleaned up that aesthetic, right? The line work looks a little more watercolory and painty. I'm really excited for this one. And it's a Crunchyroll original. So basically the last thing that they did of note would be a Dr. Stone. Let's see what this Telecom Animation Film has done, because I have seen a lot of interesting stuff. Orange? You know anything about Orange? I feel like that rings a bell to me. Yeah. The show. Chain Chronicle. Yeah, nothing's popping out. Oh, Lupin 3. Never mind. Here we are. Yeah, they did the Lupin stuff. So, yeah.
Wait a minute.
That's hype shit.
They also did something we recently watched.
Really? Telecom did?
No, okay. Whoever did Lupin.
That's looking like Telecom. Lupin the Third? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Maybe someone else took over. I think it was
Jormungand. Whoever did Jormungand has something to do with
White Fox?
No, not them.
Okay.
Who did Megalobox?
To the internet. That's how we do it. But the show actually, to me, this is my frontrunner for the most interesting show.
Your sleeper pick?
It's my sleeper pick. I don't even know if it's a sleeper pick.
As you're going to be asleep for 2 weeks.
As in I'm going to be asleep for 2 weeks. TMS Entertainment did Megalobox.
And these are not the same guys involved.
They are, in fact, not the same folk. So, sorry to tell you. But Tower of God, look out for that. It comes out in mid-April-ish. Actually, it comes out in 15 days. So, right on April 1st?
So, yeah, I guess Ricky's going to blow up our spot and tell you this is now March 16th.
I didn't say that.
He told us it was 15 days.
The students got to do the math, Ethan. If you're doing all their work, they can't grow. How dare you? How dare you deny them learning with their brains? Their big old brains.
Okay, moving along.
Absolutely not. I'm going to harp on this until I'm done. So this other one looks like absolute shite.
Wait, can you give me a synopsis of... you did.
I did.
Moving on.
Yeah. So here's a synopsis of this show, and tell me when I should stop. Shingo, a 25-year-old man working at a firm company, while thinking of tomorrow's busy working day, goes to sleep. However, when he woke up, he found himself in a room unknown to him and realized that he is inside a 6-year-old's body, taking over his body and mind. You want me to keep going on that?
Sure.
You tell me when to stop. This is so uninteresting to me. He soon learns from memories of the boy that the boy was born as the youngest child of a poor noble family, living in a back country. What? Wait, born as the youngest child of a poor noble family, living in a back country. What does this mean? Are you discerning anything from this? This is an isekai, right?
So far, bad English.
It's bad English. It is bad English. Having no administrative skill.
What's fucking going on?
He can't do anything to manage the vast land his family has.
He's a 6-year-old kid.
Fortunately, he's blessed with a very rare talent, the talent of magic. A little more interesting, given he's the only one with magic in an isekai world. Okay. Maybe it's not, yeah. Unfortunately, while his talent could bring prosperity to his family, in his situation, it only brings disaster. This is the story of a boy, Wendlin von Benno Braumeister.
Oh my
opened
God.
his own path in a harsh world. Yeah, this is a no social binge for me, man.
This sounds so bad.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like
Here's my question.
Wise Man's Grandchild.
It does sound like that a lot. Why is his company so hard?
I don't know. No, what do you mean his company? Wait, what?
His firm company.
Oh my God, Ethan. The corona started to eat in your brain.
It's just stupid. Why would you say firm company? It's the same fucking word.
It's a firm company.
It's just so
like,
dumb.
It's like someone in computer science saying I'm running the algorithm program.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man.
There's synonyms.
So, do you, obvious, clear social binge, right?
I'm gonna
binge
watch
this
it.
instantly.
No, I won't. The fuck that.
It's called The Eighth Son. Are you kidding me? Dip. Move on.
That's kind of a funny.
If y'all want some popcorn trash,
can I just
go
say
to
that
town.
that's like a classic isekai title, though.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
I only want to pull this one up because of how long this title is, dude. Look at that.
It literally covers 3.
Otome game no Hametsu flag Shika nai Akuyaku Rijanu ni Tensi Shite Shimata, aka my next life as a villainess. All routes lead to doom. All right, I'm not. Do you want a synopsis, dude? No, I'm not gonna just qualify it.
How long is it? Like a couple sentences.
3 paragraphs.
Oh Christ!
I'll read you the last line. Will Katrina survive while making her way through the world where bad flags trip at every turn? Find out in this reverse harem rom-com led by everyone's favorite villainess. Who is everyone's favorite villainess? Did I miss something? Well, clearly I didn't read the whole thing, but
I'm just lost.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and dip, man. That's
Femme Fatale
and all that. The next one, okay, we have Fruit Basket's second season, which TMS Entertainment, Megalobox, y'all big like slice of life fans out there.
Well,
this
Megalobox and the best show of 2019.
Which would be
Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone, fair enough. Fruit. I didn't know TMS did that.
Yeah,
no
sorry
shit.
for yelling in your ears, everyone.
Yeah, that clipped like a motherfucker.
I'm seeing mad peaks.
If y'all are Slice of Life Shoujo fans, Fruit Basket's second season, quality pick. It is probably one of the only ones that matter, in my eyes at least. How about you? Would you social binge this? I actually think I would social binge Fruit Basket.
We need to start rephrasing this question. like, would I? Sure.
Yeah.
If like this was my last fucking show.
That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're in a quarantine. You have nothing but social binging.
I'm totally on board now. 40 minutes in.
How did you not? I made it so obviously.
It's just that my head's a little woozy.
It's the coronavirus is turning his brain into potatoes. Oh God, please don't cough my direction. I do want to bring this up. This show interested me because I think this showed up in a lot of YouTube anime YouTubers videos of manga that need an adaptation called Gleipnir. Gleipnir. It's an action ichi mystery signing supernatural.
It sounds like it's going to be related to some Norse mythology.
It's really, really weird, but this is going to be the left wing. This is going to be the left field. I don't know why
I've heard of this.
Yeah,
the word.
Oh, the word itself. I'll hit you with the synopsis, see what you feel. So, Kaguya is an ordinary high school kid in a boring little town, but when a beautiful classmate is caught in a warehouse fire, he discovers a mysterious power. He can transform into a furry dog with an oversized revolver and a zipper down his back, so essentially a mascot. He saves the girl's life, sharing his secret with her, but she's searching for the sister who killed her family, and she doesn't care how degrading it gets. She will use Sushi to accomplish her mission, which is the main character, Sushi Kaguya. This is curious to me, man, because this has popped up a lot. This manga apparently is really well celebrated, and I'm really curious. I'll give it 3 eps for sure. Would I social binge it? I'll give it the 3. This is one of the ones I'd sit on the fence about, and I don't know. Did any of that actually tickle your fancy, or are you diving into Norse right now?
I am reading Norse mythology.
That's what I figured. I will piggyback.
Gleipnir, Open 1, is the binding that holds the mighty wolf Fenrir, as attested in chapter 34 of Pros Edda, book Gleipnir.
Holy shit.
The gods had attempted to bind Fenrir twice before the huge chains of metal, before with huge chains of metal.
Okay,
I was like, that didn't make a lot of sense.
So it's a binding of a dog deity or something?
But Fenrir was able to break free both times. Therefore, they commissioned the dwarves to forge a chain that was impossible to break. To create a chain to achieve the impossible, dwarves fashioned the chain out of 6 supposedly impossible things: the sound of a cat's footfall,
what?
The beard of a woman,
what the fuck?
The roots of a mountain, the sinews of a bear, the breath of a fish, the spittle of a bird. Therefore, even though Gleipnir is as thin as a silken ribbon, it is stronger than any iron chain. It was forged by the dwarves in the underground realm of Nidavellir.
Nice, good. I'm flabbergasted. So that's that much lore.
Is said to hold until Ragnarok, when Fenrir will finally break free and devour Odin. Okay, so let's try to apply that back to the title of this show.
Okay, so Gleipnir is...
Fenrir is a big-ass dog, and you're saying this is a dog suit.
It's a dog suit, right.
So potentially what they're saying is like that is a spirit inside the suit that is held back by Gleipnir.
The person wearing it.
I'm thinking like the outside is maybe Gleipnir.
Right.
And the fact that you can enter and exit, like to open the open one, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to like really be like Weebologists
historians,
where I'm giving you some of the background from Norse mythology that I just read.
You're crushing the game right now.
I'm just saying you were really not on board for a while.
And then no, you're right, because I was looking at other anime that were coming up this season, and the second you started hitting with the things that could break it, or the 6 things, I'm like, the beard of a woman. Oh.
Yeah. The roots of a mountain. I was actually pretty in at that point.
That's rad.
The breath of a fish.
So yeah, this is gonna be your left field because of that background and this art. I mean, as you're seeing right here, I'm shocked. And the thing is, the dog costume was so iconic. I just seeing thumbnails of it around, and I'm like, okay, this looks pretty rad. But I never did any education until today. I was like, I know that dog suit. All right, so let's get this done. Okay. Social Binge, yes. Actually, I'd give it the 3. Make a decision then.
I'll probably just watch it.
Yeah. You're locked in.
I kind of went pretty deep into
You
the
did.
mythology.
So now you feel like you have. No, I got to do it. I got to
figure out how the spittle of the bird kind of winds up making any sense.
So next, a certain scientific railgun, an offshoot of a certain magical index, the 3rd season, by JC Staff, so reputable source.
All right, guys, I got to level with you.
Yes.
I would totally have watched this, but then Patrick gave us so much shit about it that I honestly can't watch it anymore.
I understand it.
And I want to because I don't think it's as bad as he was claiming. Like
the show itself right now is an 8.32.
It's got to be not bad.
So the thing I did watch the first 2 seasons of certain magical index. That shit's pretty slow and generic. It really does pick up in the 3rd season of that show and all of Scientific Railgun. Because it's a world where magic and science coexist as kind of a meld power system where the chick uses magnetism and electricity. Like, she can literally flick a quarter and it's a railgun. That's her power system. But she has to be knowledgeable about the science of magnetism and electromagnetic force to even use her power well. So it's a really cool combined concept, and I think Patrick just got dissuaded so easy. So Social Binge, I don't even think I have enough time to catch up on all of the stuff here. I would say if you guys are caught in a quarantine and you want to watch something pretty decent.
I mean, if you're in Italy, like, you're pretty much
locked in.
So
yeah.
You may as well watch this. You got like 5 seasons easy.
Look up on the order to watch these, but if you're looking for some quick fun, the certain Scientific Railgun, it's takes place all in the same Academy City. Just different pro tag, and they sometimes cross paths, which is pretty cool. And one show will be affected by the other, so it's a pretty cool universe. So screw you, Pat, for dissuading a certain pair of weebs from
pair of weebs
from dissuading
on
them from
index
on the index. No Guns Life 2nd season comes out. Madhouse, so you know it's hype. Did you watch any of the 1st season?
I thought it was fucking terrible.
Really?
I only watched a couple episodes.
Even Madhouse couldn't produce a decent. It looks like it looks good.
Stupid as shit. It's
about the extenders and like the big revolver gun.
Yeah, gun face. Who gives a shit?
Gun face, baby.
Gunny McGunface.
Gunny McGunface. Okay.
I don't know. To me,
Yep.
Honest opinion. Is that the one with the numbers like on people's arms and shit?
That's Plunderer.
No.
Plunderer.
Different guy.
What?
Different one. Cannon Busters, maybe?
Sure.
There's a guy that has fucking numbers on his body of like all the times he died.
Oh, Cannon Buster. Yeah. There's a Netflix one, right?
That one to me was like knockoff Vash the Stampede.
We talked about that, yeah.
And then No Guns Life. I guess I just never really got into it.
Okay. I mean, it's action sci-fi signing. If it tickles the sci-fi fancy for you, it tickles in a way only anime can, right? It's just a little too weird for sci-fi. Like a gun, a revolver for a head. Come on. Like, what do you?
As I said, Gunny McGunface.
Gunny McGunface. So probably not a Social Binge for me. Maybe a low tier, bottom of the list when everything else is done. I wanted to say this synopsis this whole time. Hey, Ethan, did you know in the 21st century, the existence of animal-human hybrids came to light after being hidden in the darkness for history?
No.
It's not Beastars.
Tell me more.
It's another furry show.
Very cool.
I shouldn't say furry show. It's anthropomorphized, but it's probably going to swing that way. Michiru lives as a normal human until one day she suddenly turns into a tanuki human. She runs away and takes refuge in a special city called Anima City. Not Animal, but Anima City. That was set up 10 years ago for animal humans to be able to live as themselves. There, Mirachu sees Shiru, a wolf human who hates humans. Through Shiru, Michiru starts to learn about the worries, lifestyle, and joys of the animal humans. As Michiru and Shiro look to try to learn why Michiru suddenly turned into an animal human, they unexpectedly get wrapped up in a large incident. Man, okay. I'm going to spill it out here, man. Beastars and this show, the only thing they have in common with each other from what I can tell right here is that there's animal-human hybrid in some capacity, right? There's some anthropomorphized animals. Beastars at least feels well thought outish, despite opinions on it. This just feels like my life if I turn into a furry. It feels baity. It feels baity. I don't know. It doesn't feel. I'll give it the 3, but only because it looks really good art.
So I will say
it's by Trigger too. So
to not like ruin our future episode about Beastars.
Right. That's why I'm trying to.
I think the fact that there is a mystery that it seems like they're going to try to solve it.
Okay.
Sounds like there's potentially a story there.
Okay. Into that. That's a good point.
If you could feel the vitriol behind my words, you might have an idea of what I plan to say in our future Beastars episode.
It's gonna be a hot minute, but we'll get that out there. Oh my God, Ethan, I could feel it from here. Or is that just the corona slowly spreading into my brain?
It's something.
It's something. So man, it really is kind of sad how light some of this stuff feels. We got a new Digimon coming out.
Not gonna watch it.
Okay,
but great to hear.
It's good to hear. Yeah, it's good to hear those franchises kick back up. There was a new Yu-Gi-Oh coming out called Sevens.
Yep, watching that.
Yeah, you watching that?
No way.
I might give it a.
I watched GX. Was the last one I've watched.
GX,
and there was like Zextal or something after that, and like
right. I mean, and there's some sports ones. There's a baseball one called a Major Second Season Second Series. Seriously, it's Major 2ND Second Series. Okay. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7.
Major Second. Second Series. So like Doro Hedero, we gotta watch.
We do gotta watch that.
And then the Ace something.
Ace what?
It's the it's not gonna be this season. It's it's the Death Note baseball one.
Oh yeah, like the super mind gamey.
Yeah, Ace something.
So okay, at the end of as we wrap up this episode, Ethan, I wanted to ask you a question. Do you feel that this season feels light because of how densely good last season was? Arguably, Winter 2020 was a fantastically dense season of good stuff, right? Like I'm still digging through Winter 2020.
1 outs is what I meant, by the way.
What was it called?
1 outs.
1 outs. Okay. And was that from last season or?
Pretty long ago. 8.4 out of 10 on Mal. 75,000 by Madhouse.
Okay. Madhouse did it?
From 2008.
Oh, wow. It's got kind of a Trigun style of thing, doesn't it? Into that. But yeah, back to the question. Do you feel this season feels light because of how densely good last season was?
I'd say last year.
Last year?
Was good.
So you think that just we've gone up so incrementally high that are we reaching a point where anime can no longer one up itself again? Are we going to reach a plateau, or is it too early to tell?
Well, so I think So I just want to say something quick. I don't know how COVID is going to affect the anime industry. Like, it's
affecting Hollywood?
My assumption is people are not going to be in the rooms animating,
right?
Like sitting around with 400 other people like normal,
right?
Right? Like I don't know. Like for instance, Black Clover did like a week break or something like that.
They did the recap stuff, right?
Yeah, a couple recap episodes and shit like that. And
right.
I don't know if that was as a result of like we just finished a season or arc, I guess you should say.
Right.
Or is it like, preparing for something like this where, because that stuff happened in Japan a little while ago, like before we got it.
Right. It started to trigger some red flags over there. So maybe they had a better understanding of the impact this is going to have.
Well, it's either that or maybe like, I haven't felt like Black Clover had a ton of
slow down.
Well, filler episodes or anything like that just yet. So maybe that's kind of like they're just adding in a little bit of space for themselves.
Right.
But what I mean to say is I don't know how this is going to affect the anime community. Like potentially like summer could be really freaking light, right? Like maybe they just aren't going to get it done.
Yeah, and the thing
because
is,
I think like
you can't blame them.
I can't at all. But what I'm trying to say is like this season feels light because you don't have any big hitters.
Right.
Sword Art Online is the biggest hitter there, and it's just not our thing.
And right, and that's why I'm saying maybe this is the time. Maybe this is the time to give the things you have been skipping, the things you kind of like shuffled under. Give it a try. Give it a try, because I think the for me it was the Food Wars that made me crack. I'm like, there's got to be something to this, right? To get 5 seasons and like a high top spot on Shonen Jump in the manga ratings, like there's got to be something there, and I'm gonna find it out. So, I mean, this season I think feels like what you said is very true. Last year and even this past season, so thick. So good, so much dense, great anime in all of the last 5 seasons. So inevitably you're going to get a lull, and this is kind of what we're seeing here. It's not devoid. Tower of God is kind of interesting. That Gleipnir.
Gleipnir and Tower of God, I think, are the two that seem the most interesting to me.
Yeah, I might give the Love is War.
Other than that, it was pretty effing light.
I might give Love is War a try.
It might be a Love is War.
That'd be interesting.
You should go back and watch the first season and then kind of figure out, or what I mean to say is watch the second season, since you have time.
So, well, in our amateur, professional, academic opinions, this season may be one where you actually have a little breathing room. I mean, maybe go back and watch an anime that you haven't been touching. Hell, stop.
No Sora is still going.
Okay, yeah. Don't sleep and watch all of One Piece. We're not telling you what to do. This is kind of like study hall. This season feels like study hall, where
it definitely feels like a study hall.
You can kind of work on the stuff that you should have been working on for a while now. Lord knows I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be sitting at home, coding and doing nothing but eating. I bought a lot of yakisoba from the store because no one was touching the Japanese food section. So I'm like, all right, I'm just loaded up on all that, and I'm pretty hyped for it. So last question, Ethan, if you were given a quarantine and 2 weeks to do it, what's the one show you've been wanting to watch for a long time but haven't yet? That you've been like, you know what? Now is the time. I need to be doing this.
I think. Okay, if I legit had 2 weeks where I didn't have to do anything.
Yes.
I would probably watch Monster.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even consider that one.
It's like long. That's the only reason I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. I think mine's got to be Food Wars, man. I just need to see all the fuss is about. And hey, maybe after the first season, I'm like, fuck this. This is not for me. But I also know another advantage is.
Well, you're like into cooking and shit. So like I do love to cook. Suspicion you're gonna watch it all and like it.
And food in anime looks so good. Like there's a weird amount of detail given to food in anime that isn't about food. Imagine a show that's actually about food. And I want to know out there, somebody hit us on Instagram. Is there powers in Food Wars?
There is.
Is there really? Like there's an actual power set? And not just
her fucking thing is God tongue. What are you talking about?
Hey. No, not that. I'm talking about actual super glowy shiny boy supreme. I want to see that shit. But I know this may not be that show, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to find out what it's about.
Shiny boy supreme, but I'm pretty sure there's powers.
Hell yeah. So I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. YouTube gang, we back on the video game now, so thank you very much for looking at us scramble through a very bottom of the barrel season.
Interesting, and you didn't mention it, you bastard.
In the middle of my outro. How dare you?
I'm just a little bit peeved about it.
Oh, I don't know. Something about it didn't really trigger me. I don't know. What about this triggered you? This is called Fugoi Kinji Balance Unlimited. The Millionaire Detective Balance Unlimited. This looks like Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I like Sherlock Holmes.
I guess, but like
because it's by Cloverworks. That's what's interesting to me.
Okay. The story centers around a millionaire Daisuke Kanbei, the heir to one of the wealthiest families in Japan, who is assigned as a detective to the Modern Crime Prevention Task Force, aka MCPTF, at the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. Taking full advantage of his family's wealth, he spares no expense in solving complex crimes and has a tendency to evaluate everything, including individual human lives, in terms of monetary value.
That seems kind of interesting.
Haru Kato, a detective with a compassionate heart who believes that money isn't everything. So it's kind of this buddy cop back and
totally.
forth. Sherlock Holmes, the distant, brilliant detective, and the
But he's rich.
But he's rich.
That's okay, bro.
But that's the thing, like his Sherlock Holmes' brother in M6 or whatever that's called, or is basically the funder to all that.
Yeah, but it's by Cloverworks, which did Promised Neverland.
Okay, fine. I'll give it a watch. It's interesting enough. And it only seems like it's 11 episodes, which is weird. But
one thing I wanted to ask, I know we're just really moving on here. Was there any OVAs potentially?
There's a lot of movies and stuff out.
Well, like any ones that we would know.
Movies. You got a Konosuba movie that's coming out. Everyone's been hype on that one.
I feel like you could have mentioned that.
Oh, I didn't. I was looking at total. There's a One Piece Stampede. Yeah.
Again?
What do you mean again? Oh, March 17th. It comes out in a day.
It came out like last year.
March 17th, 2020.
I'm telling you, I could have seen it already. So is it like the dub or something?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. It got good rating. It got good ratings though. Violet Evergarden, the movie. That's getting a movie.
I saw that in theaters.
April 23rd, 2020.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Theater release. I think this is the RLS means it's probably releasing on some kind of streaming service or something. But the theaters, it's coming out for Violet Evergarden in a month.
I swear to shit, I saw that already. On the thingamajig.
Psycho-Pass 3 First Inspector is a movie that's coming out. I need to see season 3. That might be another binge show that I have to pick up on soon. Dragon Quest is getting a movie. What the fuck? That's cool. Everything else, okay. Do you want to make sure that I have everything covered before I move on to OVAs?
I'm just like surprised at how weak it is.
So you're really kind of hoping to get all the good stuff for the folk.
I was hoping they'd be like, oh yeah, Demon Slayer movie's coming out too.
That's the thing. It isn't it?
Apparently not.
That's really sad. Because you know that'd be the top of the list, right?
You would hope.
A Fate Stay Night movie's coming out, which is, great. Sure.
Yeah, but there's a Fate Stay Night everything, like.
There's a Ghost in the Shell movie coming out. There's that Mommy Isekai movie, OVA that's coming out. Let's see. There's a Haikyuu stop motion anime OVA coming out. 10 episodes.
Huh.
What? That's curious. I might give that a watch. New Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise second season, which is an insane title.
All right, guys, I'm sorry to put you through this. Apparently, there's literally nothing coming out next year.
Yeah, I don't know what, dude. I'm not. Okay, I admit I missed the detective one, but honest to God, it's just next season's looking a little light, my dudes.
Looks like shit.
ReZero is getting a OVA. There's a good one to end on. How's that for all y'all? So
more like P-Zero.
Ooh.
I messed up the word zero. Holy shit.
They're really eating you to your core right now.
I said P-Zero.
So as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, thank y'all for coming to class. Thank y'all for coming to the YouTube, back to our YouTube channel. We are getting videos out again. If you want to just listen with your ears and not your eyes, go to Spotify, Google, Apple, Stitcher, Castbox, and all others where you get your podcast
Pocket
fix.
Casts, just like all the randos.
Pocket Casts. Check out our Instagram at weebology.podcast. We got memes on news and the occasional update about episodes we drop, not just on our podcast, but we're getting around there, Ethan. We're on others as well.
Yeah, you just got, demonstrated success. People just clamoring after you.
They were. But
vice versa.
We're having a good time. We're reaching out to the community and getting on other shows to chat with other creators, because they're the ones that are their fingers in the pulse of the community as well.
It's just nice to have anime homies. I know all y'all can agree.
Agree to
but
that.
Make sure to check out, obviously, our homies over on Anime Compost, Anime Summit, and then Two Guys in a Warehouse.
Two Guys in a Warehouse
was our most recent one.
Mm-hmm. So, if you want to just directly email us and say, hey, watch this shit, weebologypodcast@gmail.com. You do it, we will do it. Like, I don't know, we pretty clear about that. You literally email us, we'll watch it. Good or bad, but we can't promise it'll be anything other than an honest review. Because it will be honest. So,
wow, we loved this.
I think that's it, yo. I'm Ricky.
And I'm Ethan.
And this has been Weebology. You got learnt. Deuces.
Peace.
God, you are corona out, my dude.